Hey everyone, today we're going to be watching a video on the Hip Hop Madness channel. It's called Hip Hop Jewelers, the biggest scammers in hip hop. Let's go.
Single purchase where you're like, I can't believe I just spent that much money on that.
Yeah,
or
man.
a credit card bill that you got when you're staring at that bill and going like, I can't believe how much I
who
got
got the most money that I wish I could get back? Jacob the jeweler, man. I spent over almost $1 million with Jacob over the years.
Spent $1 million in jewelry.
How many of these watches have these guys sold to people that didn't catch it, like me or Lil Baby? Lil Baby wouldn't have caught it if he didn't Instagram it.
Right.
If he never Instagrammed it, he'd be sitting there with his $40 watch thinking it's worth $500,000, isn't it?
That's making a lot of noise, man. That's hollow.
$40 watch he thought was worth $500,000. I mean, holy fuck.
Yo, you just never had a lot of chains on top of each other. Any rapper in the game that wear their chains on top of each other, they gonna do like that. I'm sorry, it don't matter who it is. From That sound real to you, Envy? They gonna do that. Anybody chains gonna do that.
They had you on that fake watchbusters.com.
Yeah, plenty of times, but right now this is real though.
If there's any genre that has
But right now this is real though.
diamonds built into its DNA, it's hip-hop. Since Slick Rick's early days of displaying decadence to the crazy creations that Ghostface used to sport in the dawn of the bling era, jewelry purchases are nothing new in the game. In truth,
See, it gets to the point where it doesn't even look nice. Like wearing a little bit of jewelry, a little bit of bling, yeah, it's nice. But like some of these guys, they just overdo it. What the fuck is the point of wearing like 20 pounds? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, are you trying to say you're wealthy? Like, does Bill Gates wear any jewelry? Does, do the richest people in the world wear jewelry? Jeff Bezos, does he wear jewelry? Right? Like Elon Musk? No, they don't need to. It's actually a waste of money, man. Like on the lowest level, like a $600 silver chain at a low-level jeweler, you try to sell that after you buy it, like an hour after you buy it, whatever, a day out, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get like $150 back, right? $200 at the most for that metal. Now, if you find someone who likes that chain, you might be able to get like $400, $300, but that's it. Like, it's just a waste of money, man. Like, some of these guys that spend millions of dollars on jewelry, like they could buy real estate, and then they could rent out the real estate, and they could get income out of it, and it appreciates in value, not depreciates as soon as you buy it. It's the worst investment ever.
it's become such an accepted part of the culture that even before an MC has truly accomplished anything, the lure of the Diamond District can be too strong to resist. As Kanye once famously put it on Touch the Sky, I went to Jacob an hour after I got my advance. I just wanted to shine. But while many of us once stared at these larger-than-life figures and assumed that every gram of diamond, platinum, and gold that they'd purchased was as legitimate as they come, the darker underbelly of the jewelry game has gradually made its way to the surface. At one stage, the culture of flossing in hip-hop was previously thought to be on life support when in 2009, the Wall Street Journal posted an expose on how the recession and changes in the music industry had melted rappers' ice and led them to look for cheaper alternatives. A lot of these rappers simply don't have the money for the real stuff anymore, proclaimed Beverly Hills jeweler Jason Arashaban said at the time. It's to the point where they are wearing imitation jewelry, and that's ridiculous. But as platforms such as YouTube and SoundCloud became star factories and hip-hop ascended to the rank of the world's most popular genre, flexing your diamonds returned with a vengeance, and soon, every rapper with even a regional hit was splashing out on signature pendants, bust-down diamond watches, iced-out grills, and more. And once again, a new generation of impressionable hip-hop lovers took their extravagant purchases and claims of massive spending sprees at face value. But with the rise of social media, these rappers' purchases are under more scrutiny than ever before.
I'm getting on the stone, bro. I'm getting on the stone, bro.
Nah, man, come on.
Where'd you get your jewelry from, dog?
Nah, bro, hold on.
And as it has become clear, fakes are littered all over.
6ix9ine is the biggest fucking greaseball fake ass motherfucker out there, man. Like, obviously he's gonna wear fake jewelry.
Over in today.
But it's actually smart because you get the look, but you don't spend the money. So you're gonna see some really well-known artists do that too.
Marketplace. In today's landscape, jewelry like a label pendant piece are such important status symbols that there are even fake chains being made to allow struggle rappers to fake a cosign from their favorite crews such as Lil Baby's 4PF or 21 Savage's Slaughter Gang. But while these fakes were being sold on sites like eBay or Alibaba, there's a lot of proof that even if you think you're going somewhere trustworthy, things are not always what they seem. And now rappers are becoming more vigilant than ever. Stop buying all this jewelry without knowing what you're doing, Lil Durk warned his fellow artists in September of this year. A lot of this stuff fake, and some is overpriced. Get one jeweler and stick to him. I'm telling you, y'all gonna be when the truth come out. With counterfeits flooding the market, a whole online subculture dedicated to detecting and exposing fakes has sprung up. Most notably, IG account Fake Watchbusters has outed countless famous MCs and athletes for sporting counterfeit goods. Just 3 days after Durkio's warning to upcoming rappers, one of the most infamous examples of a rapper being finessed by jewelers came to light when Lil Baby showed off the $400,000 Patek Philippe watch that he'd worn as a part of his Met Gala fit on Instagram. Fans and Fake Watch...
Yeah, he bought that for $400K, allegedly, apparently, but it ends up being worth like, I don't know, not even $100 or a couple $100 at most. I mean, that is embarrassing, man. And you got to think, like, this came out because he showed it off and they caught it. How many people are buying jewelry they think it's real, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars and getting something that's like worth basically nothing? How often does that happen? You gotta wonder.
Busters alike were quick to tell him that it wasn't the real deal. Within hours, Lil Baby placed Raffaello & Co., the outlet that sold him the timepiece, on blast. Now at Raffaello & Co., y'all know better than to sell me, of all people, a fake or anything that could be called a fake, he wrote on Instagram. I stand on my name the same way y'all should. Ain't no such thing as a mistake when that money get involved. Suddenly faced with bad publicity, the owners issued a statement which claimed that, I personally would never knowingly sell him or anyone else anything that is not 100% authentic.
They're just mad they got caught. They're just apologizing because they got caught. Like, this jewelry outlet, they're a sophisticated jeweler. They're a high-end jeweler. How could they not know the difference between something that's worth, like, you know, they're saying like it was worth like less than $100 versus something that's worth $400,000? Like, how could he not be able to tell? Like, that's ridiculous. Obviously knows what he's doing. But I mean, you got to think about it. This is a guy who is a sophisticated individual, hangs around with a sophisticated crowd. And then there's this guy called Lil Baby, and Lil Baby comes in and he just rips him off, right? Like, you know, easy, because Lil Baby doesn't know any better. I mean, his name is Lil Baby, for fuck's sakes. Like, I don't know. I mean, Lil Baby says he stands by his name. I mean, his name is Lil Baby. Like, I know it's a gimmick. It's just funny, man.
I have known Lil Baby for a while, and there's nothing fake about him, especially his jewelry and watches. I want to personally apologize to Lil Baby for what has transpired. Raffaello & Co. took immediate action to rectify this. We pride ourselves in being an honest business and will take great care to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. But despite their assurances that this was a one-time oversight, Vlad TV suggested that this wasn't an isolated...
How could that be an oversight? How could you not be able to? How could they not be able to tell the difference between something that's worth $400,000 and something that's worth like $100 or a couple $100 at most? Like, how could, if this is what you do for a living, how could you not be able to tell it doesn't make sense. Like, obviously he ripped him off on purpose.
Incident and detailed his own run-ins with R&Co. So I want to take a quick break to thank our friends at Skillshare, a unique service that enables creators
in a rose gold Hublot King Power watch. Beautiful. You know, we did a deal where I gave him that watch and he gave me a Rolex Presidential in yellow gold. When I went to go get it appraised and looked at, you know, for my insurance and so forth, we come to find out that one of the links on the back of it was rose gold instead of yellow gold. And then we come to find out that the actual, you know, glass on the watch wasn't even Rolex glass. So
It wasn't even Rolex glass, man. No! Oh no! It's the end of the world, and I don't even know what the hell's the difference. Rolex glass, real? I don't know. I guess Rolex glass is higher grade, and I don't know.
I had to spend a few $1,000s to get this watch back into its original shape. How many of these watches have these guys sold to people that didn't catch it, like me or Lil Baby? Lil Baby wouldn't have caught it if he didn't Instagram it. Right. If he never Instagrammed it, he'd be sitting there with his $40 watch thinking it's worth $500,000.
Make no mistake, Raffaello & Co. aren't the only culprits here. In fact, when you look at nearly every major outlet that hip-hop has helped popularize, it has been accused of scamming to some degree. Since the early 2000s, the world of hip-hop and jewelry have been closely intertwined and led a lot of salesmen to have personal relationships with rappers. And while for the famed Jacob the Jeweler, who ended up doing 2 years in prison due to claims that he laundered money for the BM,
a lot of rappers mention him in their raps. They mention Jacob, right?
MF crew, it all ended disastrously for the most part. They're making money hand over fist, and in some cases, doing it all with products that some claim aren't what they say they are. Among the most famous West Coast jewelers, Ben Baller, the go-to guy for everyone from Kanye to Tyler the Creator and Nas, was accused of being a scammer by DJ Academics. And moreover, Act claimed he isn't the only one.
While you have preyed on the young black artists who came up, used overpriced jewelry by hundreds of thousands of dollars when they could have used that money to feed their family or done other things with it. You've preyed only on rappers. You don't prey on nobody else. You're not over there trying to get the Wall Street. You only prey on African American rappers who just got.
Well, to be fair, the Wall Street guys are probably way too smart to waste their money on jewelry because they know about investing and assets and returns, and they're not going to spend their money on this kind of jewelry. And to be fair, like, how is he preying on them? Like, he's not going after them. They're coming to him. I mean, yeah, he has set up an establishment and he's taking advantage of them probably, but they're grown men. They're agreeing to the prices. Like, what can you say to that? Like,
got a big advance check what they think is theirs. Ben Baller is nothing but a scammer, a thief, a liar, someone who is just down to finesse them. And I'll keep using my voice and my platform to let that be known. These jewelers are the biggest scammers. But you know what? There's a lot of people who scam in the hip hop. So I ain't gonna say nothing until you start talking about me. Once you start talking about me, I'll expose your scam.
Where Act didn't go into specifics about whether his wares were fake or not, there are other figures in hip-hop who go out of their way to let the world know if what a jeweler is selling isn't what it claims to be. In 2019, Young Thug claimed that Icebox, the famed jewelers in Atlanta, tried to extort him by giving him new pieces without asking for any money, only to later send him a bill in a practice that he called predatory. Despite his prominence in the field, another man whose name is...
So they sent him jewelry in the mail, or no, they gave him jewelry and then they sent him a bill after? Like, that's just weird. Like, I don't know. I don't get that part.
Not without controversy is Elliot Eliante, jeweler to Migos and the creator of Lil Uzi's infamous $24 million forehead diamond. Earlier this year, he felt the wrath of Sauce Walker, who claimed that the famous dealer was very much entrenched in the practice of selling CVD diamonds.
Oh no, you did not jump in my diamond business. Eliante, you hot BB diamond scamming artist. That's why the rest of them jewelers be on your carbon vaccinated CVD diamond selling. First of all, let's just make this clear. See, I take off with Quavo and Amigo. I got a relationship with them. They're like my brother. You been on my DM, on my stealing my jewelry style for 4 years. And I say, don't you play these games? We want to know why Uzi don't put you on that Lil Baby don't put you because your diamonds is fake. As soon as they go to another jeweler, they put it in their machine, their X-ray machine, they show you these are CBD diamonds, carbon vaccinated diamonds.
Rather than being alone in the allegations of this practice, Johnny Dang, otherwise known as TV Johnny, has since been dogged by claims that he did exactly the same thing by a former employee. But where most of these claims have come from outside the industry, there is one shadowy figure that's all too happy to let anyone know that's asking in on what goes down in the fake jewelry game. Known as Raheem the Jeweler, he's since made a side hustle for himself, exposing the ins and outs of how much money he makes off fake jewelry, and in one case, which rapper is purchasing it from him.
I've had a couple customers that I really don't want to name for because it can mess with my bread.
So you telling me that this knockoff right here is $1 million business?
Yeah.
Of course, and there's different grades of knockoffs. Like, for a certain Louis Vuitton purse, there's different grades of knockoffs. There's not just one knockoff. There's like a 10 out of 10, a 4 out of 10, a 6 out of 10, and like when it gets to the 10 out of 10s, in some cases, it's just as good. Like, they're ordering the same material from the same exact places, and they're getting people that are just as qualified to sew it and make it in the exact same way using the same blueprint. Like, there was a guy on YouTube, a leathersmith. He got the blueprint for like a Gucci or I think some high-end leather wallet. And he got the exact same leather, everything, and he just made it, and it took him like what 20 minutes to 30 minutes, an hour to sew it. And you know, he sells it on his website for a couple $100 a piece. But like, you got to think, like, that same wallet is being sold by designer brands for, you know, 5 G's. So like, it's all profit, right? It's just overpriced. It's overpriced, right? That's just what it boils down to. Like, it's just luxury goods. Luxury goods are overpriced.
A little bit more than that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I will say this. It's already out in the open. My biggest customer last year was Soulja Boy. He bought the presidential with the black face, with the white face. He got the Yacht Master encrusted. I got the bunch.
Look at that guy's face. So Soulja Boy buys fake jewelry. But some of these rappers, they realize, like, hey, like, this is just for me. This is just for show. I'm just showing this off. So why do I need to spend the real money? I'm just showing this off, putting it away. So just to show it off to a bunch of gullible people, why do I need to actually spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars on this crap? Right? So they don't.
With dealers such as Raheem serving up fakes that are undetectable to the untrained eye, the idea of copping fake jewelry has even become a topic of debate among OGs. During a Clubhouse discussion that was hosted by Royster59 and sparked by the news that Chad Ochocinco had purchased fake watches to save money, NY veteran Mano discussed how the identity crisis that artists feel and the nature of the industry could pressurize them into purchasing fake jewelry. While from Crooked Eye's vantage point, the concept of rappers and athletes making the practice of buying cheaper alternatives known might actually promote good spending habits in those who look up to them.
You know what, Royce? As far as that, it's like, why even buy a replica watch and then say it's fake? Like, you better off not buying it at all, right? But I understand the mentality to feel or look like or have to fit in. Like, I want to act like this is a real Audemars. I want to act like this is a real Patek. And you got the money to do it, but you won't do it. I don't get that. Like, you might as well just go straight bare with nothing. You know what I mean? Go get you a Seiko or something like that.
Do y'all think that energy is transferring to the youth though? Like, if somebody say, yo, I can afford this, you know what I'm saying, but I be wearing fake, I'm wearing replicas, you know what I mean, I'm spending less money. Is there a jewel in there for the youth in any of that energy? Can the youth pull out and say, you know what, maybe a bunch of jewelry ain't what I need to be on right now? Because my favorite football player, he just said he ain't even wearing real jewelry.
Considering that nearly every major broker in the game has at least one person claiming that they're pulling the wool over their clients' eyes, it seems like if a rapper of the stature of Lil Baby can get caught out, no one is safe. Whether it's a byproduct of the dangers of being ripped off or not, it's unsurprising that there's a new crop of rappers who've decided that they should no longer value the flashiness of their financial security and shrewder investments. Case in point, the formerly iced out 21 Savage.
One is because everybody wears jewelry. I outgrew it. I'm getting a little wiser and growing. So another reason is because the richest people that I've ever met in my life, they've never had on jewelry. Every time I meet somebody who's very, very rich, like wealthy, I never seen them with jewelry on. And ever since I've been saving money and not spending it on jewelry, I've been getting way richer.
That's just it, man. Like, it's not a good investment. And people realize that. Like, what else is there to say?
And he's far from alone either. Recently, when asked about why he doesn't own any Cuban chains, Corday explained that the numbers just don't stack up in the way that many rappers seem to assume.
If you talk with any actual like accountant or person that like is an expert in finances, they're going to tell you, okay, how much money you really have to buy $100,000 Cuban to like really be able to like actually afford it in a knowledgeable and smart way. They're going to be like, you need to have like 30 million. We don't have a 401k. We don't have no retirement plan.
Encouraging as their words are, considering that the culture of showing off, no matter the cost, is still very much ingrained in hip-hop, you can expect that most rappers will still be flocking to buy what they hope is real jewelry for years to come. So, as long as staying iced out remains as much of a priority for MCs as it ever was, you can bet that unless they take the time to root out the shadier dealers once and for all, we'll be seeing more scandals over fake watches and CBD diamonds in the years to come.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.